Hey guys, welcome back to another live stream. Want to welcome everyone that just recently subscribed to us on YouTube. So we got a lot of new faces around, and just want to say welcome. So wanted to show you guys kind of like what we do. One of the big things that we do besides drying wood is to surface the slabs. So we've got this large tulip poplar slab on the table. We've already taken the steps to get it shimmed up. Actually, while I'm talking, I do need to put a couple more screws in. And then once we get, finish this up, we'll get to flattening this thing, kind of chat a little bit. But if you're here from Mike's channel over at Outdoors with the Morgans, just wanted to welcome you guys. It's been nice to work with. Been nice to work with Mike. We want to work with him some more in the future, and he's going to be cutting some wood here for us. So we will get this guy going. The goal is to. This isn't pre-sold. It will be available, after we get it flattened. But the goal is to take this to 80% on this side. I'll flip it, take it to 80% on the other side. But then this is going to go to the warehouse. The reason we're doing it this way is so we can see the grain. We can get it pictures of the grain, the way it looks, and then try to get that sold here. But some pretty cool stuff with these. All of these slabs came from a local daycare. I guess they were expanding the playground area. It was a liability because this is a large tree. It was an old tree, and the limbs, they would start to fall after every storm. The wind would blow just even a little bit. They had to worry about limbs falling on the kids. Insurance liability, so it had to go. So owner reached out to us, knew that we do a lot of work with slabs, and we worked out a deal, and it worked out really great. So I think what we're going to do is, I think we're ready to get started. I've checked everything. I'll double check again. The big things that I'm worried about is leaving any kind of metal on the wood. Yeah, we don't want that to go through the cutter heads. Everything feels pretty tight. That seems to be good to go. Let's see. I guess we can get you guys some measurements here. So we requested that every slab out of the tree be milled at 10 quarter or 2.5 inches, and some of them were a little heavier. Most of them were around 2.5. This side's 3 1/4. Down here is 2 3/4, and then this side is 2 3/4. And then they moved as they were drying. So again, we've said it before, it's better to have your stuff milled thicker so that when things move during the drying process, we can account for it, because we want this thing to be as thick as possible for a tabletop. Yeah, so 3 1/4 here, 2 3/4 down there, plus some movement. So this side has more room to take off, so that this side's up a little bit higher than the opposite corner. And again, that's just so that when we flip it, we will end up with as thick as possible. But that's kind of where we're at. Let's see, make sure that the drum sander's up. And I think we're ready to rock and roll here. Let me grab my Ear Pro. Get the Ear Pro, Eye Pro. We got the doors closed today because of the weather. Still low relative humidity in here. That's always important when you're flattening. But I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Get my dust mask on. It does get kind of dusty in here. We're just going to be flattening. We're not going to be doing any sanding, so it's not going to be that big of an issue. But even with the just the planer head running, you know, it does produce a lot of dust. Okay. Oh. Well, I hope everybody's doing really well today. If this is your first time catching a stream, welcome. Let's get this thing lowered a bit. We're going to try it there. We'll see how this thing does, and then we'll take it from there. All right, guys. So we're stopping just to change out the bag, but it's actually not too bad, like dust-wise in here. So this next couple of passes, I'll probably forego the dust mask. But wow, look at the difference in this already. It's probably hard to see on camera. I'll take some pictures and I'll post it to Facebook and whatnot. But there's so much figure and curl in this grain. I mean, it's actually pretty insane. A lot of bark inclusion here that all has to come out before you're doing epoxy work, but that's real simple. And then I'm not really sure what these are. It looks like, I don't know if this is just where it had issues growing or if it was like limbs that were trying to grow and whatnot, but that's kind of interesting. It's kind of neat. Give me a sec, guys. I'm going to refresh the chat, see if there's any questions coming through. You know, feel free to ask your questions, and as we get to stopping points, I'll make sure to go back through and answer any questions you guys might have. All right. No, it looks like we should be good to go. All right, so we'll finish up like taking on this side down. It'll probably take us, I'm guessing we'll probably end up around here or so. Again, this is just 80% so that when I flip it, I have a good solid reference. And then so that we can flatten the other side to roughly the same percentage. Again, I just want to get pictures of this so that when somebody comes and looks at it, it's so hard to see through this rough, as it's coming through out of the kiln. But if you can see this side of it, see the beauty and just the absolute amazing character to it, it's a lot easier to make that decision to put that in your home, you know? All right. So just getting the bag out of here. Dusty, dusty. If anybody watching, if you guys do like any kind of woodworking, you know, just drop in the chat. Like, what are you currently working on, and what's your favorite thing to do? I know a lot of people really hate, you know, sanding, which is, you know, kind of a nice pain point that this thing helps to alleviate. Is the finish that comes off. You know, when this thing leaves the table, you don't have to start at like 60 or 80 grit sandpaper. You can start at, I typically start around 100. Even though the drum sander has 120 on it, you still get the lines from, you know, from a typical drum sander that you got to sand out. But 100 grit's a great way to start out, and it saves a lot of time. A lot of time sanding. We had a guy stop in, and he said that especially for epoxy projects, using a spiral head, like the Helix head, as opposed to like a CNC router bit, especially on epoxy projects, said it saves him like 8 hours of sanding just by coming to us, which is pretty awesome, not gonna lie. All right, so dust collection bags changed. We're going to make a couple more passes, and then we'll go through the theatrical flip here. What's up, Galore? Yeah, man, isn't that awesome? We were just talking about that. Like, it's so hard to see the difference, you know, or see through the rough. But yeah, when you can see it after it's been opened up, man. Like I said, I'm going to get some pictures of this, and I'll post it to Facebook and Instagram of the progress that we're making so far. Holy crap. I'll hit it with like mineral spirits too. Really pop the grain. Yeah, it seems like every time I flatten one of these, it makes it harder and harder to let go. I must come in and buy these. Every time I think of Tulip Poplar, I'm thinking like painting, baseboards, shrimp. But for these larger trees, Guys, if you're just tuning in, what we're doing is taking some passes, trying to get this slab to 80% before we flip it. And this one's not sold yet. We're just going. But yeah, man, the figure is. We actually made a table for our little girls' play table out of one of the smaller slabs. Great. But this dust collection bag's so fast. Produces so much dust. Well, we're getting close to being the last pass for this. Yeah, but when we do, hit it with the mineral here. You guys see it. I think this will. I am actually going to NASA. That stuff evaporates for real. Addictive. Welcome everybody to Flattening. And yeah, right about. But yeah, that's what's going on. Side close to 3¼ inch thick. Far side is. So we're still going to be left with a large slab when it's all set. You're talking about the thick. This cut or a ½ inch. Stack it, try it slow, you can ratchet it down, so it don't up, and it's still going to move. Then, let's say your ultimate goal is to get it to thick, and you might be stuck with a really small piece of wood, or have it cut it when it doesn't, flatten it, and then pull it back up and try and make it. We're going to see where we're at with this side. Actually, maybe our last pass. Toss it. Flip it. We'll go ahead and flip it up. So poplar is softwood. Well, hardwood. It's still really hard on the eyes. While you're in the pattern, I might have to start take it out. But it's not burning. Butter has fresh air. It's not burning. Yeah, guys, just tuning in. We have both. Live on both Facebook. You guys are coming from Mike Mortgage. Welcome. Happy to have you over. I was actually just saying how first started working with them, filling up for us. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're getting to the point now where I think that's good enough. How much air? Sure. All right, guys. We'll blow off the dust off of this thing. Then I'll climb up here. We'll get this thing flipped. Turn this thing off before the air kicks on. Super loud. All right. Now the fun begins. Yeah, that thing feels really good. So the problem that you'll see is sometimes, like when you have an edge like this, it's hard to keep it down. So you'll get a little bit of lift. You'll get little edges, ridges that'll come up from the cutter heads. That comes out whenever we sand it. But just because we aren't sanding today, you can still feel the ridges from the tool head. But that's just because the way that the slab is. You get this weird spot over here. There's not enough meat to keep the wood from moving. But that thing it's super dry. Whoop. So we'll go through, pull all these things up, get all of the shims and the wedges out, and then we'll hit some of this really cool area. Hit some of these areas over here with the mineral spirits naphtha before we flip it, so you guys can see. It takes a lot of effort to get this thing flipped several times. So if I don't have to flip it more than once, it's ideal. right, so we've got some wedges down here. Yeah, it's time to swap that bag out too. Right, let's see if we have any other, yeah. Under here. Couple on the other side. Sometimes if you get a slab that has a lot of movement, a lot of surface off of the table, it's actually pretty important to, you take it to this amount, right? You got to say 80%, flip it, take it to 80, 90%, flip it, finish this side, and then if you still have a little bit of issue, one, either figure out is your drying being done properly, or just thoroughly enough. You can still be properly and just not long enough in the kiln, or what else is going on. But I always say, call it side A, flip it, finish side B, flip it back, and then finish side A again. Shouldn't need any more passes than that. Could always happen, but if you're at that point, it's almost overkill. Just a little too much hands-on for me. All right. So let's get the naphtha. Go. All right. Well, let's see what we got. Let me get the dust off here. You guys are going to see here. Actually, that should be plenty. Man, I really hope this comes out, this picture I'm about to take, because that is so pretty. All right, let's since this evaporates, let's go ahead and get pictures. If you guys are following on Facebook, I'll get these things posted up here in a minute. Let's do this. And what's wild is that this looks so good as is, and this isn't even sanded yet, you know? Wow. Just make sure I get it at the right angle. Okay. Huh. Crazy. All right. So what we're gonna let this just evaporate just for a little bit. That way it's not like underneath the table and stinking up too much. We'll also get the dust collection swapped out. Then we'll get the thing flipped. How's everybody's week going? You guys staying real busy, or just kind of going through the motions? It's funny, when I'm using mineral spirits, they evaporate pretty quickly too. Not as fast as naphtha, but like this is almost dry before I even get the bags swapped out. So if you're taking pictures, like trying to get pictures of the grain, especially out in the sun, you're really playing beat the clock. All right, so we're going to come, I think we're going to come this way with it, go that way towards you guys. Let's good. All right, well, the fun spot. Let's see here. So we'll get it up, flipped. I think, let me grab a piece of wood. This one is just, it's kind of goofy to try to hold up. So I'm not gonna be able to, like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to balance it really well and hit it with the compressed air, because remember, we need to get a clean surface. We have a flat reference for the other side. All right. Let's see. Man, that is still incredibly heavy. Actually, it worked out pretty good. Okay. Sides are so sharp. From flattening. I really need to rig up a block and tackle system to get this one side lifted up, shifted over, so that it's a little safer to maneuver. All right, so we're going to try and manipulate this over a little bit. Looks good. All right. All right. Well, success. Not the prettiest way of doing it. Whew. All right, so like I said, now we're going to just get rid of all of the dust underneath it the best we can. And you can kind of tell, like, if you got it or not. When you look, you'll be able to see, yeah, it's sitting flush on the table, minus the spots that we left, on that corner. So it looks pretty good. All right, so now I'm just going to line this back up, come this way just a skosh. Should be all right. Looks good. I can scoop that side up a bit. Sure, that's probably good too. All right. Trying to make sure that I have enough meat to get a good bite on the table back here. It looks like I should be good to go. We'll also give you guys measurements here in a minute, let you know kind of the progress we're making so far. 3, need a 4th screw here. That's not already chewed up. Okay, now that we've flattened it, or on one side, you know, 80%. This side's still 3 inches thick. Let's see what the skinny side here. So here's the narrowest spot, you know, 2 1/8. So it's one of those things where if we were to do this one 100%, flip it, do the other side, you're probably going to be somewhere in a neighborhood of 2 inches is my guess. Yeah, still have like a 3/8 of an inch gap over here on these corners. I don't know that it's actually going to deflect. I mean, we could put something down, like a little wedge, but it should be all right. Yeah, like here's a low corner at 2 1/4. But the thing to think about too is like you don't have to take it all the way to this corner, even though this is the lowest spot, because you're gonna want to do like a straight line cut over here, square it up a bit, and in fact you may even come up to about right here. This is about where the last split is, so kind of go above, and I don't know if I'll be able to tell exactly where it's here. Yeah, 2 1/2 inches. Like this thing could be 2 1/4, 2 1/2 inches after flattening, after drying, after all the movement, because it was milled thicker. Yeah, keep it in mind, you know, if you guys are in the market or in a similar situation, maybe you got a tree you're cutting down or haven't cut down, or you know, not everybody that comes through here is a tree professional, or not everybody owns their own sawmill or has that experience. They're just like, hey, I got a tree, can you get it cut? And they're like, well, what size do you want it? And they're like, I don't know. So if that person's like asking you what do you want it, just say thick as possible. Well, maybe not thick as possible. I guess they could do, you know, an 8-inch beam for you. That's a little silly. You're not doing a mantle. All right. Feels pretty solid. I'm going to put just a couple of shims on that side. I don't know if a difference is really going to make, but I have them, and it's kind of silly if I find out later I need them and didn't put them in. Let's go a little thinner. Here we go. All right. Cool. Well, I think we're ready to get started. Start on this side, fresh bag. Everything's flipped, swapped. We'll run it at the same setting. Just knock all the high spots down, and then before we drop it down any further. 80%. This is going to be another bit of a project on this side too, just because we are sitting still at 3 inches. Well, I'll get about a 1/2 inch to go. So once we get down to probably around that lower knot, we'll see where we're at. Again, we're just trying to get the same amount of material knocked off this side. All right, stop yapping. Get good contact. I got a bit of a go. But it's progress. You guys just tuning in. These poplar slabs they're highly figured, causing a lot of chatter. You guys are in the market, like unavailable, obviously not looking at that. I get pictures, but artwork.com have a lot of slabs. I just thought, offer shipping. Laser guides are awesome. I didn't even but really helps to maximum how to cut, not having eyeball. From an angle, you can definitely see the set it up. Hang. An hour. Actually, a little bit longer. I did some shimmy. But even though this doesn't have a whole lot of twist, one thing I'm not doing, leaning over with the router strip. Had a lot. Now, so goal is 80% on this side. The reason I'm doing it this way is not yet anyway, and wanted to be able to showcase grain. And you can't do that roughly, right? Hard for a lot of people. Open it up. I mean, we're making progress. I think on both sides finished at 100%. Probably going to be like somewhere between 2 and I mean, that's after everything. That's still going to be a big. All right, I'm going to do one more pass. Kind of probably going to be get done. Couple of 500 far corners. I'm Yeah, so we're going to be the last step. Sweet. All right, so we're going to pull the hole down off. We'll hit it with the compressed air. Do the same thing we did before. I'd like to get some pictures of this. I really wish the sun was cooperating. It's not raining. It's just extremely overcast outside. You get that good sunlight, it hits it. Man. Whoa. Yeah, that good sunlight I'm not a professional photographer whatsoever, but that definitely helps. Air. Fake it till you make it, right? All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, we're just finishing up with this slab. This isn't a client's. It's not supposed to be table ready. Basically, what the goal was is to open up the grain like 80% on both sides, just so that we can hit it with some like mineral spirits and naphtha to check out the grain for pictures. That way we can better market it. But the reason we do it this way is if we did it 100%, and let's say we finish it up right at, say, like 2 inches, and then it sits for whatever reason. Well, you know, I mean, as it acclimates to whatever warehouse it's in or whatever shop it's in, you can have a little bit of movement. And if you have to take any more off just to finalize it, now you're really cutting off the material. You could end up 1 3/4 inches if it had that much movement for whatever reason. So we'll do it this. You also see this type of 80% on both sides for epoxy pours. Let's say you wanted to encase something like this in epoxy. Now you got a flat surface in your form, so you shouldn't get too much underneath to cause it to float. You will get some. You're still going to need to use clamps. But if you don't have all that void, then you're using less epoxy. It's going to save you money. So then you would, after you got your epoxy, you pull it out of the form, and so let's say you bring it back to me, I can take it down to the final thickness, and you can hit that mark, whether it's 2 inches, 2 1/4, whatever. It's just all about saving you guys time and money. But let's go ahead. Let's get this side too. Let's see, we got some really cool stuff going on up here, over here. But there's figure. It's all the way through. It's all the way through. You can see little curls that it's in the natural, like cathedral patterns and the straight grains and stuff like that. But like right here, that's all curl. There's curl all through this thing. All right. So let's start here. We'll work our way up. And again, we're just using a naphtha just to kind of pop the grain a little bit, check it out. The good thing, it'll pull some of that, a lot of that sawdust off too from the machine. Come up here. A lot of greens in this. Pretty. Get the phone over there. Okay, guys, we'll put this stuff on Facebook. If you guys want to see some of the close-up pictures. Straight right angle on it. We can do a little bit more here. So, man, I tell you, like the lighting in here is not doing this justice whatsoever. This out. I wish I could hit the whole thing for you guys. Take it outside, show you how pretty this slab really is. I'm hoping it's coming across on camera. I'll have to check it out later, just for my future streams. We'll be able to know. It's a little bit heavy to get it too close, or a bit closer to the camera for you guys to see. It's a little awkward and dangerous trying to stand this thing up. All right, let's put that back. Hey, look at that. Wow, amazing. Yeah, so there's curl all the way down through here, and obviously you got like knots where the branches were growing out through the tree at some point, but you'll have it all the way down throughout this. So cool. Hour and 15 minutes on a stream so far. It's a pretty good stream. We're not ending just yet. Just sit here and chat a little bit, and then I'll let this kind of dry out a little bit before I move it again. If you're local, or we could figure out shipping, and you guys are interested in this slab, we will have it for sale. We'll have it listed on the website here, probably a couple of days. Let's see what we're at. Let's get you guys some measurements. So, as is, and we'll just go from the skinny side here. The other side's a little bit wider. Like right here, just under 35 inches. In the center, we're at about, again, 35 inches, and then down here, you're going to be in the 20 somewhere. Yeah, 27 and a half. Current thickness at the thickest is 2 5/8. And then after you finish this side, flip it, we would finish the other side. Again, you're probably 2 1/4, 2 1/2. So probably another ½ inch to come off of this slab. But yeah, this thing it's pretty awesome. I think this would make a good, in the right setup, it could be a coffee table, square off the ends, or depending on the size of your kitchen, this could be a decent kitchen island. Could be pretty unique. It's a little thin over here. So if I was going to do it for my own kitchen, I'd probably want a little bit of a wider slab, because I like to have the ability to prep and cook on one side and then eat on the other side, with bar top, or with a bar top and stools underneath it and whatnot. But yeah, I guess we'll probably call it a day there, guys. We'll end our stream here in a minute, but thanks for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that have come over, said hi, whether it's on stream or just subscribing to our YouTube channel. It's been pretty awesome. A lot of you guys are from Mike Morgan, Outdoors with a Mortgage channel, and kind of blew up our YouTube here in the last couple of days. So thanks to each and every one of you guys for coming out and hanging out with us and subscribing. So I guess that brings me to the next point, is like, if you haven't subscribed and you're just kind of like checking us out, whether you're on Facebook or on Instagram or YouTube, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're trying to do more live streams throughout the week. We have a lot of slabs coming through, so may as well get on camera for you guys. Yeah, but I think we're going to call it a day there, guys. So we will see you guys on the next one. Again, look for the website. We'll have everything